Hey there, it's Record Time with Chris, episode number 5, and this is a very special one because the Record Store Day list was published just a few days ago, which means that I can start to show you some of the Record Store Day exclusives. I have 5 of them already, and we're going to jump right in. One of the thing I was showing you at the beginning, right here, this is a book, like a comic book and record by Czarface, with the production by 7L, and Esoteric does the some of the voices on it. Oh, I should tell you what it is. So it's like one of those story records that you may remember, or maybe you had story cassettes, where you can listen to it, and then there is a book that goes along with it. So look at this amazing art, clearly influenced by people like from the Silver Age of comics, like Steve Ditko and Gene Colan. You know, just like you can see all this motion right in here, even though it's just artwork's great. It's a story about, there's some science fiction, there's some wrestling, and some just crazy stuff, but it's really good. Now, it's structured sort of like Harry Nilsson's album, The Point, where it alternates between just straight up music and sections where there's speaking and, you know, they're acting out the story with sound effects and a couple different actors.
No heroics tonight, Zach. You're the loser. Go down.
Nothing personal, J-Man, but my old man's here tonight. Me and Sam are sick of being bums. It's high time we kick it up a notch.
This is, and the music reminds me, well, it's like if you could think of, you know, like if the 1966 Batman music had been done by people who were from the underground hip-hop scene. I think this is kind of, sort of what you'd get. So I just got to tell you, if you are into comics or underground hip-hop or soundtrack music or like 60s beat music, you're gonna like this. And if you like more than one of those things, this is something you absolutely should get on Record Store Day. It might be one of the favorite things you buy this year. It's too early for me to really, it's not fair for me to say that this is the best release of this Record Store Day, but it's definitely very high up the list. And actually, you know, it probably is. I don't know. Might be in terms of creativity. Oh, but I should point out, what's not fair about that is that there are 2 other storybook record combinations that'll be out for Record Store Day. But this is the one I've seen. This is the one I know is great. But the other ones are, I know one of them is like incredible and will blow you away too, but I haven't seen it yet. But enough of that. You know, I'll have it at some point and I'll show you in a video. Yes, but not this one. So, you know, subscribe at the YouTube thing there. I also want to show you that this comes in, just show you the sticker. There you are. Now, when I held the thing up, you probably saw there was a big chunky thing in there, and that is another story book. This one, if you remember the Slick Rick song, children's story, which, you know, was what they've done is they've taken that song and turned it into a board book. But don't make the mistake that I did and give it to a young child. That's not going to go over well. My kid said, "There's criminals in here, I think. Are you sure I should be looking at this?" You know, that wasn't such a good idea, so on my part. So I'm just gonna hold up some of it. So it all looks like this. It's really, really nice. It comes with, there's a little pocket in front, and it comes with a CD of the whole album, Great Adventures of Slick Rick. Here's the back with the Get On Down logo on it. This is, of course, made by Get On Down, and if you're familiar with them, you know that they always have some kind of creative way of presenting classic hip hop. There's also, I don't have it here, but there is a picture sleeve of the song Children's Story, and it's got, what's the B-side is? I'm trying to remember. Well, I know it's one of the songs on the album anyway. I don't have it to show you. I do have this thing, and I'm not sure if this is just to remind me that there's going to be a 7-inch in here, but I suspect that it's actually a little, just a little thing to protect the front page from the CD and keep everything looking nice. This is a really very cool set. If you think you're going to like it, you will. That's what I want to say. Actually, everything I have, I should just say everything I have here today. If you think you're going to like it, you will. I think that's a good thing to say. This is called Function Underground. And the subtitle is The Black and Brown American Rock Sound, 1972 to 1977. And this is, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's, you know, rock music, but it's not necessarily people that a lot of people have heard of. There's a guy named Jimmy Macon on here who ended up in the Gap Band later, but this is an earlier recording of his. And it comes with, the record's on black vinyl, but it comes with this really nice booklet, which is a 16-page booklet. It's got a really good essay explained. Hey, I'll read part of it, actually. It starts like this. Nearly everyone in the world can rattle off the great African-American musical forms: jazz, blues, R&B, soul, hip-hop, house, gospel. But one influential genre is always left off the list: folk music known as rock and roll. So obviously they're trying to correct that. The booklet's great. You've got pictures of some of the original 7-inches. These are all originally were released on labels that I'm not familiar with. Maybe if you're like a 45 collector, you might recognize some of these labels, but I haven't. I don't. Some original, mostly original music on here. A couple covers. There's a Sly and the Family Stone cover and a Neil Young cover, by the way, actually. And you've got you know, pictures of a lot of band photos that are nicely reproduced. And there's information about the bands, but the essay also expands on it and talks about, sort of gives you the context as well. It's nicely written. Let's see who wrote it. Production for reissue. Liner notes by James Porter with contributions from Ethan Alpat. Nice job. I'm going to go back to hip hop for a second here. This here, Frank and Dank, but you can see that, and J.D. Well, that's, of course, Jay Dilla. And these are early productions of his from when he was still living in Detroit, before he moved to L.A. and started being known as Jay Dilla. So he did some stuff for Frank and Dank, and you've got instrumental versions and then the regular versions of 3 tracks. And it is, you've got the Delicious Vinyl logo, pictures of the 3 of them, same as the cover, and as you could probably see peeking out there, it's on red vinyl, but it's transparent red vinyl. Now the last thing I have for you is called Like Nashville in Naija, and that's a place in Nigeria that I probably just mispronounced. I apologize for that. And this is a 2-record set. As you can see, I don't know if you can quite tell, but listen, this is like, it's a silk screen cover, so it's got a little texture to it, almost like butcher paper, but not quite like that. It's always a nice thing, but it does come in a poly bag to keep it, to protect it. It's not, you know, it's in one of these wide ones that you can fit 2 records in, not a gatefold. And there's a little bit of information on the back, but basically it's a bunch of African artists who do country music. And sort of like the, this it's you know, we're getting educated about a kind of music that we may not be familiar with, or even quite as aware of. In this case, that there really was country music going on in Africa. So you get, well, here's your chance to find out what it sounds like. It's you know, if you're familiar with African rock music, you know how it sounds a lot like Western rock music, but obviously everybody takes it, and you know, every culture that music that was developed in this hemisphere, as it moves around the world, everybody adds their own thing to it. So it all sounds like classic country. Clearly that's who they were influenced by, but it you know, these musicians are doing it their own way with the instruments, playing the instruments the way they like to. So you know, it's a nice you know, it's a nice twist. It's somebody else's take on classic country music. So I would say if you're a country music fan, you should check it out. And I don't know what the labels look like, because it looks like they sent me test pressings, which is really pretty cool if you think about it. So what's next? That's it. I just want to say, so this is going to be a regular series. So what you can do is, if you subscribe on YouTube, you're gonna get these videos, but there are also new release videos that my co-workers do, the folks from the Portland Bull Moose and some folks from the Mill Creek Bull Moose, and they are much more concise than it's possible for me to be. It's just not the way I think. They're great.